biblical role and responsibility of a wife is to provide physical intimacy to her husband. And I was just talking to a wife not too long ago before I did this, and she was in a similar position as me. She's an educator, and she's finding that she has not been intimate with her husband in almost a month. Right? Because she's teaching and it's coming around the time of test taking and all that stuff. I so resonate with her being tired and things like that as a teacher. Like, I don't think most people understand what it takes to be an educator in the public school system. Like, you're not just working when you clock in, you are even working before you clock in, and you're working after you clock in, because you have to prepare lesson plans and all of that stuff, right? Before you even get there, you teach the lesson plans, and then you have 30 students in a class, 30 to 32 students in a class times 3 to 4 classes. And so after you teach the lesson, guess what? You got homework, you got papers to grade, quizzes, all of these different things. And so it's like a non-stop, never-ending thing as an educator. So I understood where she was coming from. So she said, like, you know, she was overwhelmed. She has 2 little children on top of that, and they're involved in different activities, plus having to come home and take care of the household, managing that. She just felt like she was just so tired that she didn't have time for her husband, right? And so they haven't been intimate in a month, and that is just not good. Like, we have to prioritize that. The Bible tells us that is our role as a wife. No matter what happens, your first ministry is your home. Your first ministry is your spouse and your children. And so 1 Corinthians 7:3-5 tells us the husband should fulfill his marital duty to his wife, and likewise the wife to her husband. The wife's body, get this, does not belong to her alone, but also to her husband. And the husband's body belongs to the wife. And so we can't deny our husbands what is rightfully theirs. Like, you know, once you sign that document and you make that covenant, that agreement, not just on paper, but between you and your husband and God, your life is not your own. Your body is not your own. And so you cannot deny your husband, and he can't deny you, because what that does is it opens the door to the enemy, because we have a need that needs to be fulfilled, and God designed that need to be fulfilled in marriage. So imagine you married and you can't even get that need that God designed this to happen in marriage. Sex is a worship unto the Lord, right? When in the confinements of marriage, there's a scripture that talks about not the only time that you are able to refuse having sex with your spouse. It says only during a time of prayer and fasting. Only during a time of prayer and fasting. And get this, if both agree. So if I decide that I'm going to go for a time, 3 days or whatever the case may be, one day, I'm going to use this time to pray and fast before the Lord. I don't want to have sex right now. Guess what? My husband has to be in agreement with that. And if he's not in agreement with that, then guess what? I could pray and fast, but I also need to be having sex with my husband, right? And so we have to make sure that we are not refusing our husbands of what is due to them. So yeah, so those are, you know, the all of these things are key, and providing that physical intimacy. Obviously, we know as women it starts before the bedroom, right? And so we want to make sure that we are prioritizing time that we can spend with our husbands outside of the bedroom, before it leads into the bedroom, right? And I know it could be challenging, especially when you have children, you know, to get that time to yourself with your husband. If you have to wake up early with him, or if you have to stay up late so that you guys can have that time together, talking, whatever it is. If it's you sending messages throughout the day, right, to just keep that fire burning, do what it is that you have to do. Weekends, right, taking those time to go on dates and just continuing to keep the fire burning, or rekindling a fire that was lost. Whatever it is that you have to do, just make sure that you meet that need that your husband has, right? And he should be meeting that need that you have as well. And I know that when you're getting older and stuff like this, because I know there was another woman who were, I think she's in her 50s, I want to say, but menopause, right? There's another issue that comes up with menopause and dryness and all of those different kind of stuff, the problems that come. And so what she discovered, what she does is she used coconut oil, right? So you do what you have to do when you have to do it to make sure that you are still in alignment with the perfect will of God, which is to be physically intimate with your husband.